Hey friends, it's Vicky. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I cut my own hair for long vintage styling. Now, I will say straight out the door that I am not a professional hairstylist. I just do this myself because that's the way I like it. I know some people feel really strong about people cutting their own hair and think that you shouldn't do that. But I mean, I feel like if it's your own hair, why not? And the way I see it, at the end of the day, if I mess up, hair grows back. So I just wanted to share my process and my experience in case you find it helpful and you need it. I will say that I have mad respect for hairstylists. My grandma is actually a hairstylist, or was a hairstylist. She owned salons growing up, and she was the only one that ever cut my hair. Well, with the exception of a couple cases where people actually ended up messing it up and I wasn't happy. So she cut my hair my entire life, and when I was in college, she retired and I felt bad asking her. I was a broke college student, and so I did not have the money to go shop around for a hairstylist. So I just grabbed a pair of hair scissors with some of her tips as well and some online tutorials. I just started cutting it myself. So I've been cutting it myself for like about almost 7 years now or so. Most recently, I've kind of modified things a little bit to fit more my vintage hairstyling. So it looks more midi, although it's not midi because it's pretty long. It probably looks shorter here, but you guys will see in a bit that it's actually much longer. More like long length or vintage long length, the way they call it. So it's very like femme, fatale. My inspiration when cutting my hair are Rita Hayworth, who is the queen of femme fatale, as well as Jeanne Crain, who for many years had those long, beautiful, flowy, cascading curls. So yeah, that's kind of who I married after, but you can easily modify this to fit, you know, a shorter midi if you want, or something like that. Okay, I've said everything I've wanted to say right up front. Let's just get right into it. Okay friends, so before you get started, make sure you have the following handy: a pair of hair scissors, a hairspray mist bottle, some hair ties and clips, perhaps some argan oil to help tame your hair a bit, and a brush and comb. Don't mind mine. Mine is near the end of its life. Okay, so starting with wet hair, I usually like to do this straight out of the shower. Do not mind my wet shirt. I don't have any leakage going on. Anyways, so yeah, I start with wet hair. Usually I do this right after the shower. I brush through it just to make sure I get any tangles out and everything is nice and neat. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes I apply some argan oil. It just helps make the hair silkier, smoother, and more manageable, so you can put that on your hair as well before you get started. Once my hair is brushed out, I part it down the middle, and then I'm going to start by cutting the length first. So if you have someone to help you during this part, you can have them cut your length like from the back, the way I'm showing here. I don't have anyone, so what I do is I take my hair, I pull it to the front once I've parted it straight down the middle, and I basically just cut the length from there, the way I'm doing here from the front. And note that for my length, I like to do a blunt cut. So that means just cutting straight across. Blunt cuts just make your hair look a little thicker and fuller since there's no fringes. This go around, I'm not cutting too much, so you might not see a great difference in terms of length because I recently, like about a month or two ago, chopped a lot of hair off. So yeah, today I'm only cutting like about an inch or so of hair. Okay, so once I've cut my length, I'm gonna move on to cutting layers. First, I do some basic layers, and then in the second half, you'll see I cut the front and the sides to style it more in a vintage midi / long length haircut. To do this, I'm first gonna section off my hair. So from the top of my head to the top of my ear, as you can see here, I am parting down through my hair in order to section off the hair at the front sides of my head. Bringing that comb down from the top of my head to the top of my ear, and then I'm taking all of that hair that's at the back and I'm tying it and setting it aside for later. So note, like I've said earlier, I'm not a professional and I'm not saying that this is the proper way to do a vintage haircut. This is simply how I get my layers done so that they sit nicely and cascade on top of each other. And then as you will see in a bit, I trim the front and sides to look a bit more like that vintage U shape. Now that everything is sectioned off nicely, I'm going to take one of the sides, so I'm taking my left side here and sectioning that off as well for later, because I'm gonna start with the right side first. Looking good. All right, let's go. Okay, with my comb, I'm going to go down and in about a 1-inch section, I'm going to part my hair, and this is the layer we're gonna cut first. So I'm taking my hair and I'm combing it all the way straight up in a 90-degree angle. And the reason you cut up like this is because this is how you get your layers. And as you can see here, I have some small little hairs that fall to the side. They're part of the fringe that I have at the front. I just move those to the side. I don't cut those yet, so you can just save that for later if you have fringe like me. I'm gonna do about 1 inch, which is what I did earlier at the bottom as well. And I'm just cutting that straight across. So I'm doing a blunt cut, and then I go in and point cut that. So as you can see here, for point cutting, I'm basically taking the scissors straight in and cutting in and continuing to cut that length so that the hair is a little bit spikier and not cut straight across and blunt like I did for my length. I like cutting my layers like this just because it makes them a little bit more flowy. Although there are some vintage hair stylists that say it's better and more traditional to cut them blunt. But I like this, and I will tell you why in just a bit. Okay, so now that that 1 inch section has been done, we're gonna move on to another 1 inch section, and I am combining that section I just cut with the new section that I have not. And the reason I'm doing that is because the section that I just cut is going to basically be my guide. So I'm taking that guide, and as you can see here, I have the shorter hair here and then the longer ones. So I'm going to cut that longer hair so that it could meet the guide and it could all be the same length. And I usually cut most of that length as a blunt cut first, and then I finish it off with a point cut. And the point cut is not super wispy and crazy, it's just a little bit what I do. Okay, now that that is done, I'm taking that hair that I've just cut, putting it to the side, and then moving on to the last section that still needs cutting. So I am basically taking the hair, pulling it up to a 90-degree angle. I have my guide in there from the other hair that I've just cut, and again following the same process. Now at this point, you may be asking, if you're cutting all the hair straight up at the same length, how is that layers? Well, that is because your hair is at different levels and sections of your head, so when you bring it down, it actually sits in layers instead of straight across. Wow. Okay, so as you guys can see here, we're done with the first section, yay! And like I said, don't pay any attention to that hair at the front that is dramatically shorter than the rest. We will get to that in just a bit. Now we're moving on to the other side. So I'm taking some of that hair that I've just cut, and that's gonna be my guide for the other side in order to make sure that everything is even. And once again on the other side, I am taking a 1 inch section of that hair that I have not yet cut. I'm combing it all the way up in a 90-degree angle and then combining it with the guide, and I am cutting it so that it could meet the guide. I honestly look like a wild woman in this video, like And yeah, I'm basically just following the same process again. Blunt cutting that length and then going in, point cutting to make things a little bit wispier. And I'm just going all around through 1 inch sections. You can do larger sections if you'd like as well. I just like doing 1 inch sections because I feel like it's more accurate and it leaves less room for error. And by the way, friends, I did not mention this earlier, but this whole layer process, or the first half of this haircut, I actually learned from Farah Dukai. She has a very popular tutorial on here, and I've been using it for many years. So this is basically her process on how to cut layers. So I'll link her original video down below so that you guys can check it out. She is amazing. However, note that her tutorial is for modern long length layers, and she does not style it vintage. So where I make it a little different, as you will see in a bit, is at the front and sides, where I style it more in a U shape. And finally, we are near the end with the sides, getting to that last section. So the reason that I like to point cut, and you'll see in a bit when my hair is dry and before it's vintage curled and whatnot, I like to point cut it because I feel like blunt cut all around on curly hair like mine just doesn't look as good, and it makes my hair a little bit heavier, which my hair is already really thick and heavy, so that is why I do the wispy point cut. All right, so now we're done. That took a while, but I wanted to be as thorough as possible for you guys. Okay, so now I am taking from each side of the head another 1 inch section. So as you can see here, that is gonna be another guide, and I'm taking that hair that I've just cut and putting it away because we're done with that. We're done with that for now, at least. Okay, so now I am untying and unraveling that hair at the back. I'm gonna re-wet it so it's easy to work with, and then I am parting it down the middle. And then once I part it down the middle, I'm taking one side, sectioning that off, and of that hair at the back that is loose, I'm taking another 1 inch section. So repeating that same process from the sides, combing it all the way up in a 90-degree angle and cutting it to that guide from the middle top of my head that I had just cut earlier. And again, blunt and point cutting things. So each side at the back, I usually do it in about 3 sections. By this point, I start getting through things a little bit faster. I don't know why that is, but I do try to take my time, friends. Do not rush, and do not do this when you are tired. I have done it in the past, both rushed and tired and rushed and tired, and it will not turn out well. And there you go. Now you are done with one half of your head. You just have like about a quarter to go. So I'm taking again the guide and finishing that other half at the back, and again following the same process. All right, yay, your layers are done. You are donezos at this point. Just make sure that you don't have any like inconsistencies or that the hair is not longer at one side than the other. This is the point where you want to check. And if you see a little strand that might be longer on one side than the other, now is the time to correct that. All right, so now I'm gonna work the front and sides a little to make things a bit more for vintage hairstyling. So I used to cut and style my hair down the middle, but now that I do vintage, I do things to the side. I'm just showing you here for demonstration purposes in case you want to do things down the middle. I would part my hair down the middle and then on each side from like where the arch of my eyebrow is, and then I would cut things down like I'm gonna do in just a bit. But I'm not doing that today. I'm gonna do things down the side. So from the arch of my eyebrow on one side, I am parting my hair. It's up to you how deep you want the part. I just prefer for it to start from the arch of my eyebrow, and I part things to the left side. Once that's done, I'm just re-wetting my hair because things are starting to dry up, and then we get to cutting. So on the right side, I'm taking about a 1-inch section at the front, and I'm bringing my scissors down, slowly closing them as I pull down in order to cut the length at the front. And the reason I'm doing this is to create a sort of gradient, not gradient, but it's kind of like a layered cascading effect, so the hair goes from shorter to longer. Do keep in mind that when working with your bangs and really all of your hair, if it's wet, it's gonna shrink when it's dry. Be mindful of how short you go here because you don't want to be surprised when things dry up. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut the sides a bit more, and I really struggle with my right side, especially because I'm right-handed. So I apologize for all the awkward faces and how badly I'm holding the scissors, but I'm trying my best. So basically what I'm doing with the sides is I'm just trimming things down just a little bit so that it goes from the front shorter to longer down the back, and it looks more like a U shape. And I'm just cutting little by little, and I only cut up to where my shoulder is at. You could probably section this off to make sure 100% that it is even on both sides, but that's not what I do, even though I probably should. The way I like to imagine it is like a staircase that goes from high to low, or kind of like a slope. So just making sure that things float evenly. Take your time. As an example, here's the same haircut, but just with the layers portion, and I had not yet done that rounding of the sides yet, so you can tell it looks more modern, and obviously my hair was a little longer here too. So that trimming of the sides and making the bangs shorter is really what's gonna make it look more vintage. I'm not saying that this is the appropriate way to do this at all, but that's how I do it to shorten my layers from the sides, and it works for me. And remember earlier when I was cutting my layers and those little hairs kept falling? That's basically this hair, because it's shorter and it's not at the same length of the rest of your layers. And now I'm just following the same process on the other side, my left side, and I am just cutting things down, bringing down the scissors with some tension slowly to make sure that I have that gradient effect. At my bangs, I like to go a little bit shorter here, as well as on the other side that I just cut, just because, and look, as you can see here, it's starting to look like little stairs. I love the left side. But yeah, I like to have my bangs start at around my nose. I feel like it shapes and frames my face really well, and it just kind of creates a really nice cascading effect versus it starting like at my chin or so. I don't know, it's just a matter of preference of how high you want your bangs to start. And after all of that, I am finally done. Ta-da! This is how it looks when it's still semi-wet. Here I am pulling it to the front and checking just one final time to make sure that everything's even. All pulled to the front, it looks like it's shorter and like it's cut straight across. But then when you turn your head to the side, there is that length and that U shape that is more common in midis and long length vintage haircuts. Here's how the curls look when they're a little bit more dry, although I brushed most of them out. From the front, it might not look it, but my hair is still pretty long, as you can see from the back. I feel like with the point cut, my curls look nice, even natural. Even when I don't have it in a vintage hairstyle, I can just toss it to the side or up in a half up, half down do, or I can put it just down with some bobby pins or a bandana, and here it is curled. Just doing a little hair tour for you guys. Honey, our friendship ceases from now on. But this is basically it. This is my take on the femme fatale long length vintage haircut, although I think this could easily work as well for ladies who want shorter hair, like that more traditional midi. I might just try that one of these days. And yeah, that's basically it. That is how I cut my hair in order to style it vintage. It may not be perfect. It does take a lot of tries and practice to get things right. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes it turns out better than other times. Just don't do this when you're really tired. And like I said, take your time. So yeah, I really just wanted to share this with you guys, to share my process in case you have been curious and thinking about cutting your hair. I think that anybody could really do it as long as you're patient, you pay close attention, and you take your time. If you have any questions about this tutorial that maybe I didn't answer, let me know down below and I will do my best to respond. Thank you for stopping by. If you like this video, subscribe if you want to be a part of my little old community on here. And yeah, sending you guys the biggest virtual hug wherever it is that you are in the world. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.